Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mystic's Mind. Today we're talking about something that touches all of our lives on a deeply energetic level: our homes. Have you ever walked into a space and just felt a heaviness, a kind of stale, lingering energy that makes you feel sluggish or anxious for no clear reason? Or maybe you've been through a challenging time, a period of stress, conflict, or sickness, and you feel like that residual energy is still hanging in the air, a constant low hum of unease. It's like the emotional dust bunnies of life have settled, not just in the corners of the room. This is where the power of a simple cleansing and blessing ritual comes in. It's a way to hit the reset button, to sweep out the old and invite in the new, so your home can truly become a sanctuary for peace and well-being. Before we dive into the steps, if you're finding these insights helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps this energy reach more people who need it. Drop a comment below and tell me a question you're asking the universe right now. Alright, find a comfortable spot and let's align our energy with the cosmos. So, let's start at the very beginning of this journey with the single most important step of all: setting the intention. This isn't just about grabbing some sage and waving it around. It's about consciously deciding what you want to achieve with this ritual. An intention is the seed you plant that will grow into the reality you desire. Without a clear intention, the ritual is just a series of actions. But with it, it becomes a powerful, focused act of creation. Think of it like a prayer or a command you are sending out to the universe and to the energy of your home. You are telling the space, and yourself, what its purpose is from this moment forward. You're not just clearing away bad vibes, you are actively calling in good ones. A great way to approach this is to get quiet with yourself before you even begin to gather your tools. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I want this space to feel like? Do I want it to be filled with peace, with creativity, with love and abundance? Maybe you're moving into a new home and you want to clear the energy of the previous occupants. Intention should be a positive statement phrased in the present tense. For example, instead of saying, I want to get rid of all the stress, you would say, I am filling this home with peace and calm. The difference is subtle but profound. You're not focusing on what you're trying to push away, but on what you're actively drawing in. This isn't about fighting the darkness, it's about inviting in the light. Once you have your core intention, you can even write it down on a small piece of paper. This simple act of writing it out solidifies your purpose and gives it form. You could place this paper on a small altar or just hold it in your hand as you. The power of this is that it shifts your mindset from being a passive participant to an active co-creator of your reality. You are no longer a victim of the energy around you. You are the one shaping and directing it. Your intention could be to reclaim the space as a place of rest and relaxation. As you perform the ritual, every action you take is infused with that specific purpose. And you'll find that the energy of the room begins to respond to your command to move through the ritual. Hold that thought with you as we move forward. It's the compass that will guide every step of the ritual. Once you've set that powerful intention, the next step is to gather your tools. This is a beautiful part of the process because it's deeply personal and can be as simple or as elaborate as you feel called to make it. You don't need a specific crystal or an expensive cleansing spray. In fact, some of the most potent tools are things you already have right in your home. The key here is not the item itself, but the energy you infuse into it. You're choosing a physical object to become a vessel for your intention. Think about the elements we'll be working with: air, water, earth, and fire. You can find a representation of each one right under your nose. For air, you might use a cleansing smoke. This is where tools like sage, Palo Santo, or cedar come in, and we'll talk more about how to use them safely. But if you don't have those, even a lit stick of incense or a smudge stick of dried herbs from your garden like rosemary or lavender can work just as well. The smoke, in a spiritual sense, carries the old, stagnant energy away. It's the visible representation of a powerful, invisible process. For water, a simple bowl of purified or distilled water is perfect. You could also use rose water, a little water from a local stream, or even water you've set out in the moonlight overnight to charge. The water acts as a spiritual solvent, a way to wash away what no longer serves. It can be used to anoint doors and windows, or simply to add a fresh, vibrant energy to the space. And for the earth element, salt is a fantastic and universally accessible tool. Epsom salt or even simple table salt will work. It's a natural absorber of energy, a grounding force that can neutralize the old and stabilize the new. You can place it in small bowls in the corners of a room or dissolve it in water. If you want to get more specific, a few small crystals like black tourmaline or selenite, known for their cleansing properties, are wonderful additions. But remember, the salt is just as effective. And finally, for fire, a simple white candle is all you need. White is a great choice because it's a blank slate, representing purity and new beginnings. The flame of a candle is a powerful symbol of transformation and light. It consumes the old and creates a bright new energy. As you light the candle, you are literally bringing a new point of light into a room, a beacon for your intention. If you're not comfortable with an open flame, a simple battery-operated candle, or even the sun's light streaming through a window can act as your fire element. The point is to find a representation that feels right to you. As you gather these items, a great practice is to hold each one in your hands for a moment and consciously connect with it. Look at the sage and say, "I am grateful for your ability to clear this space." Look at the salt and say, "Thank you for absorbing all that no longer serves." This simple act of intentionally connecting with your tools transforms them from mere objects into sacred instruments. You are forging a relationship with each element you are about to work with. You're no longer just preparing for a ritual, you're already in it. So, as you walk around your home and gather these items, you'll find that your intuition might guide you to something unexpected. Maybe a favorite feather you found on a walk calls to you to represent the air, or a special stone from a vacation represents the earth. Trust that inner nudge. The ritual is an expression of you and your home's unique energy. Your tools should be an extension of that. What items in your home already hold a special positive energy for you? Perhaps a beautiful dish for your water or a small trinket to sit on your new altar. With your intention set and your tools gathered, you're ready to step into the first act of the ritual, which is to work with the element of air through smoke cleansing. This is probably the most widely recognized part of a home cleansing, and for good reason. Smoke, in its ethereal, transformative nature, has been used for centuries across countless cultures to purify and clear a space. It's an energetic broom, a spiritual purifier that lifts and carries away stagnant or unwanted energy. The most common tool for this is sage, particularly white sage. It's renowned for its powerful ability to clear a space of negative or heavy energy. But you could also use Palo Santo, a sacred wood from South America, which is excellent for inviting in positive, healing energy. If you're a little hesitant about those or don't have them on hand, a simple stick of incense or a bundle of dried rosemary or lavender from your own garden can be just as effective. The key is to imbue the tool with your intention. Now, let's talk about the practical side of this. Before you begin, you'll want to open a few windows. This is crucial. The old energy needs a place to go, a way to escape your home and dissolve back into the universe. Think of it as creating an exit strategy for all the stress, conflict, and worry you're clearing out. You're not just moving the energy around, you're actively releasing it. Once your windows are open, light your chosen cleansing tool. If it's a smudge stick or Palo Santo, you'll want to get a flame going and then gently blow it out so that it's just smoldering and producing smoke. Then, starting from the back of your home and moving toward the front door, you'll begin to walk through each room. As you move, you'll use your hand or a feather to gently waft the smoke into every corner along the ceilings and behind the furniture. Don't be shy. Get into those nooks and crannies where energy tends to get stuck. As you do this, you can silently or audibly repeat your intention. You might say, "I am clearing this space of all that does not serve my highest good," or "I release all stagnant and heavy energy from this." A real-world example of this is when UVA had a difficult conversation or a disagreement in a room. You can almost feel the tension in the air. So, as you walk through your home, ask yourself, where have I felt the heaviest energy in this space? Which rooms feel the most stagnant? Pay extra attention to those areas and trust that the smoke is doing its sacred work, carrying away the emotional residue and creating a clean, clear foundation for the next step. With the air of your home feeling lighter and more expansive after the smoke cleansing, it's time to introduce the second element, water. Just as smoke clears and carries away, water purifies and absorbs. Think of it as the emotional and spiritual equivalent of washing a dirty window. It leaves the surface sparkling, clear, and ready to reflect the light. Water, in its liquid flowing state, represents fluidity, emotion, and intuition. By using it in your ritual, you are inviting these qualities into your home. For this step, you can use a simple bowl of purified water to amplify its cleansing properties. You could add a pinch of salt, that powerful earth element we talked about earlier. Salt water has been used for purification for millennia, as it has a natural ability to neutralize and absorb energy. If you have any essential oils, a drop of a cleansing oil like lemon, tea tree, or eucalyptus can add an aromatic layer to the ritual. Remember, the key is to infuse it with your intention. So as you mix your water, you can say something like, "I am charging this water to wash away all that does not serve and to bring clarity to this space." Once your water is prepared, you have a few options for how to use it. One simple and effective method is to use a small cloth or your fingertips to lightly anoint the doorways and windowsills of your home. As you do this, you are spiritually sealing these thresholds, preventing unwanted energy from entering. You're setting a new boundary, a new energetic intention for who and what is allowed to pass through. You might say, "This door is a portal for love and light," or "Only peace is welcome to enter here." Another way to use the water is to place small bowls of the saltwater solution in the corners of rooms that feel particularly stagnant or heavy. The water and salt will act as sponges, absorbing any lingering low vibrational energy. You can leave these bowls there for a few hours or even a full day. And then, with gratitude, pour the water down a drain, visualizing all the old energy going with it. The physical act of disposal completes the energetic release. A great real-world example of this is a bathroom that always feels a bit stuffy, or a home office where you had a lot of stress. After the smoke cleansing, you can take your water and wipe down the surfaces, like a desk or a windowsill. As a way of symbolically washing away the residue of old projects or stressful meetings, you're not just cleaning a physical surface, you're refreshing its energetic blueprint. You'll find that the room not only smells fresher, but it feels lighter, more open. As you use the water, feel its cool cleansing energy on your fingertips. Notice how it feels to physically interact with the elements. What memories or emotions does the feeling of water evoke for you? Let it guide you in your ritual. After you've worked with the purifying, flowing energy of water, it's time to bring in the grounding, stable energy of earth. This element is all about foundation, absorption, and rooting yourself in the present moment. While air and water can feel light and a bit ephemeral, the earth element provides a solid anchor for your new, high vibrational energy. It absorbs and neutralizes, acting like a spiritual filter for your space. The most accessible tool for this is salt, as we touched on earlier. Salt has been used in spiritual practices for thousands of years as a protector and a cleanser. It has a remarkable ability to absorb and neutralize negative or stagnant energy. For this step, you can use any kind of salt you have on hand, whether it's sea salt, rock salt, or even just table salt. The intention behind its use is what gives it power. One of the most effective ways to use salt is to place small bowls or pinches of it in the corners of each room, especially those that feel particularly heavy or where a lot of activity happens. Corners are known to be energetic traps, places where energy can get stuck and build up over time. By placing salt there, you're creating a little energetic magnet, pulling that stagnant energy out of the space. You can leave the salt there for a few hours or even a few days, depending on how heavy the energy feels. When you're ready to remove it, simply gather it up and dispose of it outside, perhaps by burying it in the earth or dissolving it in water and pouring it down a drain. As you do this, visualize all the old energy being released and neutralized. Another powerful way to work with the earth element is to use crystals. Crystals are formed over eons within the earth and carry its ancient, stable energy. Black tourmaline and selenite are two of the most powerful cleansing crystals. Black tourmaline is like a shield, absorbing and transmuting negative energy. Before it can affect your space, selenite, on the other hand, is a powerful purifier. It can cleanse other crystals and a room's energy without needing to be cleansed itself. You can place these crystals on windowsills, near electronics, or in areas of high foot traffic to keep the energy clear. Consider a relatable scenario. You've been working on a big, stressful project from your kitchen table, and now, even when you're done, the space still feels like a workspace. It's buzzing with a low level of anxiety. You can place a small bowl of salt on the table for a day, allowing it to soak up all that residual stress. You might even place a small piece of black tourmaline on the table to shield it from future stress. The simple act of adding this earthy element grounds the space, helping it transition back into a place for calm and nourishment. As you use the salt or place your crystals, feel the solid, steady energy they represent. What does it feel like to be truly grounded and present in your home? How does a feeling of stability transform your perspective? Let that sensation sink in, knowing that you are building a new, stable foundation for your home's energy. With the air cleared by smoke, the surfaces purified by water, and the foundation grounded by earth, it's now time to bring in the powerful, transformative force of fire. It consumes the old and creates a new, bright beginning. White is a wonderful choice because it's a symbol of purity, new beginnings, and is a neutral color that can be charged with any intention you choose. Before you light it, hold the candle in your hands and infuse it with your intention. You might say, "I light this candle to burn away all that no longer serves and to fill this home with the light of peace, love, and joy." You are turning this simple object into a sacred vessel for your purpose. Once you have your candle, you can light it and carry it with you as you walk through your home. The flame itself is a powerful visual reminder of your intention. As you walk, you can focus on the areas that have been cleared, imagining the flame burning away any last lingering traces of old energy. You're not just moving through the space, you're actively imbuing it with light. You can pause in each room and hold the candle up, allowing its light to touch every corner, either literally from a power outage or metaphorically from a period of struggle. Lighting the candle is an act of reclaiming the light. It's a way of saying, even in the darkest moments, there is a source of light here. It's a very active, empowering step. You can also use the candle as a focal point for the entire ritual. Once you've cleansed the whole house, you can place the lit candle on a central table or an altar and let it burn safely. Just remember to always be mindful of fire safety and never leave a burning candle unattended. As you work with this element, feel the warmth of the flame and watch its dance. Allow that question to guide you and fill your home with a radiant new vibration. With the elements of air, water, earth, and fire doing their sacred work, you've cleansed the visible and invisible layers of your home. But there's another powerful tool at your disposal. One that doesn't just clear energy but actively reshapes the vibration of a space. Sound. Sound is vibration, and everything including the walls of your home, the furniture, and the air itself is constantly vibrating at a certain frequency. Stagnant or heavy energy often manifests as a low, dense vibration. By introducing a new high-frequency sound, you can literally break up and disperse that old energy. Like a high-pitched note shattering glass? For this step, you can use any tool that produces a clear, resonant sound. A simple bell, a small chime, or even a tuning fork will work beautifully. You could also use a singing bowl, which creates a continuous harmonic tone that is deeply cleansing and calming. If you don't have any of these, don't worry. Even a simple clap of your hands can be used with intention, or you could play some meditative or high vibrational music. The key is to create a sound that resonates and feels good to you. As you walk through your home, you'll want to move into each room and sound your tool. You're not just making noise, you are consciously sending a wave of positive vibration into the space. You can move the sound into the corners of the room, near the ceiling, and into closets. Notice how the sound reverberates and changes in different areas. A room with heavy energy might feel like it absorbs the sound, while a clear room will let the sound ring and echo beautifully. As you move, you can silently or audibly affirm your intention. For example, I fill this space with harmony and peace, or I am clearing all dense energy with this sound. A great way to visualize this is to imagine the sound waves as tiny ripples of light, radiating out from your tool and pushing any lingering darkness or negativity out in a way. A real-world example might be a room where you've had a lot of arguments. The energy can feel prickly and tense. By introducing the sound, you are breaking up that tension, scattering the energetic fragments and replacing them with a feeling of harmony and flow. This part of the ritual is not just about clearing, it's also about attuning your home to a new, higher frequency. It's like tuning an instrument. You are literally bringing your space into a state of beautiful resonance. So, as you make your sound, what does this new harmony feel like? What kind of music would your home be if it could sing? Let the sound guide you to a deeper understanding of your space's new, beautiful vibration. With the energetic tools in motions, smoke, water, salt, fire, and sound, you've done a tremendous amount of spiritual work. Now, let's talk about a step that might seem more mundane but is, in fact, absolutely crucial to the ritual: physical preparation. Before you begin any of the energetic work, you need to prepare your home on a physical level. The old saying, "as above, so below," is profoundly true here. A cluttered, dirty home is a magnet for stagnant energy, making it nearly impossible for new, vibrant energy to flow in. Think of it this way: you wouldn't try to fill a cup with fresh, clean water without first pouring out the old, stale water. Similarly, you can't truly cleanse a space without first clearing out the physical clutter and grime. This step is about creating a clean slate. It's about showing the universe and yourself that you are serious about this change. By tidying up and cleaning, you are performing a powerful act of intention. You are signaling that you are ready to let go of the old and make room for the new. So, before you light that sage or set out your crystals, take some time to declutter and clean your home. This doesn't have to be an overwhelming all-day event. You can focus on one room at a time, or even just one area that feels particularly heavy. A real-world example of this is a messy desk or a pile of clothes in a corner. The physical mess can feel overwhelming, and that feeling translates directly into the energy of the room. By taking the time to put things away, wipe down surfaces, and perhaps even open windows to air the space out, you're already beginning the cleansing process. You're creating physical pathways for the new energy to move through. As you clean, you can make it a meditative practice. As you dust, you can imagine you are also dusting away old anxieties and worries. As you take out the trash, you can see it as taking out the emotional and energetic baggage that no longer serves you. This transforms a mundane chore into a sacred act. It connects your physical actions to your spiritual intention, making the entire ritual more powerful and cohesive. So, take a moment to look around your home with new eyes. What physical items are no longer serving you? What spaces feel cluttered and stagnant? What can you do to physically prepare your home for the energetic transformation you are about to invite in? You've prepared your home, and that's a huge step. But before you dive into the ritual itself, there's one more crucial preparation to make: your personal preparation. This ritual isn't just about the house, it's about you. You are the conductor. the focal point through which this new energy will flow. If you are scattered, stressed, or unfocused, that energy will get infused into the ritual, no matter how pure your intentions are. So, you must create a clear, receptive vessel within yourself. Think of it like this. You wouldn't cook a beautiful meal without first washing your hands. Similarly, you shouldn't begin a sacred ritual without first cleansing and centering your own energy. This doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as a few moments of quiet reflection, a short meditation, or even a mindful cup of tea. The goal is to shift your mindset from the busy external world to a calm internal state. One simple and powerful way to do this is through a brief grounding exercise. Find a quiet spot in your home and sit or stand comfortably. Close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths. As you inhale, imagine you are drawing in pure, calming energy. As you exhale, imagine you are releasing all the stress, worries, and outside noise you've been carrying. Continue this for a few minutes until you feel a sense of stillness. You can also visualize roots growing from the soles of your feet, anchoring you to the earth, or a warm golden light surrounding your body, protecting you and centering you. This step is about bringing your full conscious presence to the ritual. A real-world example might be when you're rushing home from a long, stressful day at work. You're still in work mode, your mind is racing, and your body is tense. If you were to immediately begin the ritual in that state, you would be carrying that stress with you, and the ritual would feel more like a chore than a sacred act. By taking just 5 or 10 minutes to personally prepare, you are shedding that old energy and making yourself available to the present moment. You're not just clearing the space, you're also clearing yourself to be able to hold the new, beautiful energy you are about to invite in. As you prepare yourself, you'll find that the ritual becomes more fluid, more intuitive. You'll feel more connected to the tools you've gathered and the intention you've set. So, ask yourself, what can I do right now to come home to myself? To find that quiet center before I begin to work on the energy of my home. With your home tidied and your own energy centered, you are now ready for the next crucial step. Opening the space, this is the moment where you officially begin the ritual. It's an act of spiritual declaration, a way of saying to the universe and to the energy of your home, I am now entering into a sacred space with a clear purpose. Without this step, the ritual can feel a bit like a casual stroll, but with it, it becomes a purposeful, intentional journey. Opening the space creates a kind of energetic container for your work. It's a way of setting a boundary and signaling that the time and space you are in are dedicated to this sacred act. You are not just going through the motions, you are consciously stepping into a different mode of being. This can be as simple or as elaborate as you feel called to make it. There's no right or wrong way, only the way that feels most powerful and authentic to you. A simple way to do this is to stand in the center of your home or in the main living area. With your hands at your heart, you can say something like, I call upon the highest good to be present in this space. I am now beginning a sacred ritual to cleanse and bless this home. You can also use a simple gesture, like ringing a bell once, to signify the beginning of your sacred time. The key is to be fully present and to feel the weight and meaning of your words and actions. Another powerful method is to walk to the 4 corners of your home and, at each corner, offer a blessing or a word of intention. You might say to the east, I welcome the energy of new beginnings, or to the north, I anchor in the energy of stability. This connects your ritual to the cardinal directions, a practice used in many traditions to ground and align a space. This is a very tangible way to feel yourself creating a sacred boundary, a kind of protective circle around your home. A real-world example of this is preparing for a guest to arrive. You might light a candle and put on some soft music to create a welcoming atmosphere. You are consciously setting the stage. Opening the space for your ritual is the same thing, but you are setting the stage for the energies of peace, love, and abundance to enter. You are telling your home and the universe that you are ready for a different kind of visitor. As you perform this step, what does it feel like to officially declare your home a sacred space for a moment? What sense of purpose or focus does it give you as you step into the full ritual? Let this feeling guide you as you continue. With your space officially opened and your intentions set, it's time to begin the actual cleansing journey. This next step is about moving through the home with purpose and awareness. You're not just taking a casual walk. You're on a mission to clear every corner and every surface. The way you move and the path you take are as important as the tools you're using. A simple and effective path to follow is to start at the back of your home, in the room farthest from the main entrance, and work your way toward the front door. This method is symbolic of sweeping out the old energy. You are literally pushing it out and away, directing it out of the main point of entry and release. As you move from room to room, you are creating a sense of forward momentum, a flow that sends old, stagnant energy on its way. As you move through each room, you'll want to take your time. This isn't a race. Pause in each space, especially in the areas that feel particularly heavy or where a lot of activity happens. You'll be using your tools, the sage, the bells, the water as you go. Remember to move your chosen tool into every corner along the ceilings and behind furniture. Pay attention to the areas around doorways and windows as they are major points of energetic flow. A real-world example of this is a child's playroom. It's a place of so much laughter and joy, but also of tantrums and frustration. By moving through the room with intention, you are clearing out the emotional residue of the arguments and inviting in more of the joy. As you move, you might find that your intuition guides you to a specific spot. Maybe you feel drawn to spend a little more time in a particular chair or next to a certain bookshelf. Trust that feeling. It's your inner guidance telling you where the energy needs a little extra attention. This is why personal preparation is so important. It allows you to be more receptive to these subtle energetic cues. So, as you take that first step into the back room of your home, what does it feel like to embark on this journey? What does it feel like to be the active director of your home's energy? Let that sense of purpose guide you as you continue. As you move through your home, directing the flow of energy from back to front, you'll find that some areas require more focused attention than others. One of the most important of these is cleansing the corners. Corners, both at the floor and the ceiling, are known in energetic work as places where stagnant energy loves to gather. Think of it like a river that hits a rock. The water becomes still and pools. In a room, energy flows, but when it hits a corner, it can get stuck and become heavy. These are the energetic dust bunnies we talked about in the beginning. Your task in this section is to be intentional and thorough with these specific areas. As you enter each room, make a point to pause in each of the 4 corners. Use your chosen tool to send your cleansing energy directly into these spaces. If you are using smoke, gently waft it up into the corners where the walls meet the ceiling and into the corners where the walls meet the floor. You can use your hand or a feather to help guide the smoke. If you're using a sound tool like a bell or chime, hold it close to the corner and let it ring, visualizing the sound waves shattering and dispersing any old, dense energy. A real-world example of this might be a corner in your living room where a large piece of furniture has sat for a long time. The space behind and around it may feel particularly heavy and untouched. By consciously moving into that corner and directing your cleansing energy there, you are not only clearing the physical space, but also the energetic residue that has settled there. It's a symbolic act of reaching into the forgotten places of your home and bringing them back to life. This is a time to be fully present with your actions. As you work on each corner, you might silently say a phrase like, "I release all stagnant energy from this corner," or "I bring light into this hidden space." The repetition of this intention with each corner reinforces your purpose and makes the action a conscious, powerful choice. By paying attention to these small, often overlooked areas, you are ensuring a more complete and lasting cleanse. You are leaving no stone unturned, energetically speaking. As you perform this step, what does it feel like to bring light and attention to the hidden places of your home? Does it bring up any feelings or thoughts about the hidden corners of your own life? As you move through your home, cleansing each room and paying special attention to the corners, you'll eventually arrive at a particularly significant area, the thresholds or doorways and windows. In energetic terms, these are the portals of your home. They are the points where energy from the outside world enters and where the energy from your home flows out. Cleansing and blessing these thresholds is a critical step in both releasing old energy and setting a clear intention for what you re-inviting in. Think of it like a bouncer at a club, but for energy. You are setting the rules for what gets to come inside. Without this step, your home's energy can be easily influenced by every person or experience that passes through. By intentionally cleansing and blessing these areas, you are creating a protective barrier and a point of entry for only the highest good. As you stand at each doorway and window, you can use your chosen tools to cleanse the space. If you're using smoke, waft it around the frame, paying special attention to the top and the sides. If you're using water, you can dip your fingers in your bowl and lightly trace the outline of the door or window frame, or even wipe down the windowsill. As you do this, you can silently or audibly state your intention. You might say, "I seal this threshold against all energy that does not serve," or "I bless this door as a portal for peace and abundance." A real-world example of this is when you come home from a difficult day. The stress and anxiety of the outside world can feel like it's clinging to you and coming into your home. By cleansing the threshold, you recreating a moment of pause and a spiritual barrier that reminds you to shed that external energy before you step inside. This simple act can transform your home from a place that absorbs the world's chaos to a true sanctuary that keeps it at bay. This is a very powerful, active part of the ritual. It's a way of taking ownership of your space and its energy. As you cleanse and bless each threshold, you are making a clear statement about the kind of energy you want to live with. What does it feel like to consciously protect your space? What difference do you feel when you intentionally bless an entryway before you walk through it? After you have cleansed the general energy of your home and blessed its thresholds, it's time to focus on personal spaces. while the general cleansing works to clear the overall atmosphere. Your personal areas, like your bedroom, home, office, or a favorite reading chair, hold a denser concentration of your own unique energy. These are the places where you dream, work, rest, and reflect. Therefore, they need a more deliberate and personal touch during the ritual. Think about your bedroom, for example. It's where you sleep and recharge. It holds the energy of your dreams, your worries, and your rest. If you've been having trouble sleeping or waking up feeling unrefreshed, the energy in your bedroom may be stagnant or unsettled. By giving this space special attention, you're not just clearing the room, you're also creating a more peaceful environment for your own subconscious mind. As you enter your personal space, you can approach the cleansing with a more intimate feeling. Use your smoke tool to waft the smoke over your bed, under your desk, and around your favorite chair. As you do, you can speak a more personal intention. For your bedroom, you might say, "I release all worries from this space and fill it with peace and restful sleep." For your office, it might be, "I clear all stress and invite in creativity and focus." The words you choose are a direct reflection of the unique purpose of that space. A real-world example of this is a home office that has been a place of intense stress and long hours. The energy of that stress can cling to the walls, the desk, and even the air. By intentionally cleansing this space, you are symbolically separating the work from the rest of your life. You are telling the universe that this is no longer a place of pressure, but a place of focused, joyful creation. You may even notice a physical difference. You feel less anxious when you sit down to work. You can also use your other tools in a more focused way. Place a small piece of clear quartz or amethyst, known for their calming properties, on your bedside table. Put a small bowl of salt in a corner of your office to absorb any lingering energetic residue from a difficult meeting. The key is to be present and to imbue each item with your specific intention for that space. As you stand in your personal sanctuary, take a moment to connect with its unique purpose. What is the main function of this space for you? What energy do you want to infuse into it to support your highest good? You've moved through your home, clearing and cleansing with purpose, room by room, corner by corner, and threshold by threshold. Now we arrive at a powerful, yet often overlooked part of the process: the importance of gratitude. Gratitude is not just a nice feeling, it's a powerful, energetic force that elevates your vibration and the vibration of your home. It's the key that transforms a simple act of clearing into a profound act of blessing. Without gratitude, the ritual is just a series of actions. With it, it becomes a heartfelt exchange of energy. When you operate from a place of gratitude, you are actively acknowledging the positive aspects of your life and your home. You're shifting your focus from what's wrong, the stale energy, the lingering stress, to what is right and what you are grateful for. This shifts the entire energetic dynamic. You're not just fighting against the darkness, you're celebrating the light. So, as you are moving through your home, you can start to incorporate gratitude into your actions. As you clear out a closet, you can say, "I am grateful for all the clothes that have served me, and I release with gratitude the ones that no longer do." As you cleanse a living room, you can say, "I am so grateful for all the happy memories this room holds." This makes the act of cleansing a forward-looking positive action. You're not just getting rid of the old, you're making room for more things to be grateful for. A real-world example of this is a home that has gone through a period of conflict or sadness. It's easy to focus on the negative emotions that have permeated the space. But by consciously choosing to express gratitude for the shelter and safety the home provides, or for the lessons learned during that difficult time, you are actively releasing the sadness and inviting in a new, higher vibration. It's a way of honoring the past while creating a new, brighter future. The simple act of thanking your home for its role in your life can have a profound impact. It can be as simple as saying, "Thank you, home, for being my safe space," or "I am grateful for the abundance and love that fills these walls." As you do this, you'll find a sense of connection and warmth growing within you and within the space itself. As you continue this journey, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I most grateful for about my home right now? How can I infuse this feeling of gratitude into my actions and intentions as I move forward? You've moved through your home, clearing and cleansing with purposeful movement and a heart full of gratitude. Now comes a crucial step that ensures your hard work has a lasting effect: sealing the cleansing. Just as you wouldn't leave a window open during a storm, you don't want to leave your newly purified home open to the re-entry of unwanted energy. This step is about creating an energetic shield, a kind of spiritual force field that keeps the space pure and protected. Think of it as the final intentional act that locks in the new high vibrational energy you've just created. This sealing can be done in a variety of ways, all of which are powerful because they are born from your conscious intention. One of the simplest methods is through visualization. As you stand in the center of a room or at the main entrance, close your eyes and imagine a beautiful golden white light radiating from your heart and filling the entire space. As you do this, you can visualize this light solidifying into a protective bubble or a luminous shield that encompasses your home. From the roof to the foundation, you can silently affirm this home is now a sanctuary of light. Only love and peace are welcome here. Another powerful way to seal the space is with the use of protective symbols or sigils. You don't need to be an expert in ancient runes. A simple, intentional symbol can be a cross, a star, or a heart. Using your finger or a smudge stick, you can trace this symbol in the air at each doorway and window. As you do, you're not just drawing a shape. You are imbuing the space with a message. You are telling the universe that this area is now protected and sealed with your specific intention. A relatable real-world example of this is when you put on a protective layer of clothing, like a coat, before you go out into the cold. The sealing of your home's energy is a similar act of preparation. It's an act of self-care for your space, ensuring that its purity and integrity are maintained long after the ritual is complete. This step is about being proactive rather than reactive. Instead of constantly having to clear unwanted energy, you are setting a powerful energetic boundary that prevents it from taking root in the first place. As you perform this final cleansing act, what does it feel like to know that you have created a protective barrier around your sanctuary? What sense of security and peace does that bring you? With the cleansing sealed and complete, you've done a tremendous amount of work to clear out the old. Now, you've reached the most beautiful and creative part of the ritual, the transition to blessing. This is the moment where you shift your focus from pushing out to pulling in. It's the difference between raking the leaves in your yard and planting new seeds. You've prepared the soil, and now you are ready to sow the seeds of your desired reality. This transition is all about a change in mindset and intention. Up until now, your focus has been on what you are releasing. Now your focus shifts to what you are inviting. This is a very active, empowering step. You are no longer just reacting to the energy around you. You are a conscious creator of it. You are stepping from a place of spiritual defense into a place of spiritual creation. A great way to make this transition is to audibly or silently declare it. As you finish sealing the last doorway, you might say, "The cleansing is now complete. I now invite in all the energies of love, peace, and abundance to fill this home." This simple act of spoken word is incredibly powerful. It's a command you are giving to your home and to the universe. As you begin the blessing, you'll feel a palpable shift in the energy. The air will feel lighter, and the space will feel more expansive. This is your cue to begin the second half of the ritual. The tools you use can be the same, but your intention for them will be different. For example, instead of using your candle to burn away old energy, you'll now use it as a beacon of light, a symbol of the new energy you are inviting in. Instead of using salt to absorb, you might use it to anchor in a feeling of stability and grounding. A relatable real-world example of this is a home that's been through a long renovation. The cleaning and clearing phase is messy, dusty, and tiring. But the moment the final touches are done and you start bringing in new furniture, new art, and fresh flowers, the energy completely shifts. You're no longer focused on the dust and the mess. You're focused on the beauty and the new beginning. This is exactly what the transition to blessing feels like on an energetic level. You are bringing in the energetic furniture and art that you want to fill your home. As you make this transition, take a moment to pause. What does it feel like to release the need to clear and step into a space of pure creation? What new energy are you most excited to welcome in? You've made the beautiful transition from cleansing to blessing, and now you're ready to fill your home with intention. One of the most intimate and powerful ways to do this is through the art of anointing. Anointing is the act of ritually applying a substance, usually an oil or a liquid, to an object or a person. It's an ancient practice used to consecrate or imbue something with a sacred purpose. When you anoint your home, you are literally infusing it with your prayers and intentions. For this step, you can use any liquid that feels sacred to you. A few drops of your favorite essential oil mixed with water is a wonderful choice. Scents like lavender for peace, frankincense for spirituality, rose for love, or clary sage for clarity all have powerful, energetic properties. You could also use simple rose water or even a little bit of the blessed water you created earlier. The key is to imbue it with your intention. As you mix it, you can say, "I charge this oil to bring peace and harmony to my home." Once your liquid is prepared, you can use your fingers to lightly anoint the same thresholds and corners that you cleansed earlier. As you touch the door frames and windows, you are physically imprinting them with a new message. You're not just wiping them down, you are blessing them. As you touch the anointing liquid to the space, you can silently or audibly affirm your intention. For a doorway, you might say, "This door is a portal for love and joy to enter." Or for a window, "This window welcomes the light of new opportunities." A real-world example of this is a child's bedroom. After a day of big emotions, you've cleansed the space. Now, as you anoint the doorway, you can say, "I bless this room with peaceful dreams and happy thoughts." This simple physical act creates a powerful, loving, energetic signature that the room will hold. It's a way of showing your space and yourself that you are consciously creating a new positive environment. You can also use this anointing liquid to bless other objects in your home. You might put a few drops on a new piece of art, a cherished photo, or a crystal you have in the space. This is a way of consecrating these items, turning them into energetic anchors for the feelings and intentions you want to cultivate. As you perform this step, what does it feel like to physically touch your home with your intentions? How does this small act of love transform the objects around you? With the anointing complete, you've infused your home with the energetic signature of your intentions. Now, you'll give those intentions voice. This next step is about speaking your blessings. The human voice is an incredibly powerful tool for creation. When you speak your desires aloud, you are sending a clear, resonating frequency out into the universe and into the very walls of your home. You're no longer just thinking a thought, you are giving it life and form. This part of the ritual is deeply personal. The words you choose should come from your heart, not a script. You can stand in the center of each room and speak your blessings. Or you can walk from room to room as you did during the cleansing. As you speak, feel the words vibrating through your body and radiating out into the space. This isn't about being loud, it's about being sincere. For each room, you can craft a simple affirmation or blessing that reflects its purpose. For your living room, you might say, "I bless this space with laughter, connection, and deep conversations. May all who enter feel love." For your kitchen, you could say, "I bless this kitchen with nourishment, health, and abundance. May every meal be a source of strength and joy." And for your bedroom, it might be, "I bless this bedroom with peace, rest, and sweet dreams. May all who sleep here feel safe and renewed." A real-world example of this is when UVA had a bad day and you come home feeling drained. You might walk into your home and say out loud, "I'm leaving all that negativity at the door. This is my sanctuary." This simple, spoken affirmation instantly shifts the energy of the space and your own mindset. Speaking your blessings during the ritual is a more focused, intentional version of this daily practice. You're consciously giving a new command to the energy of your home. This step is an act of co-creation. You're not just waiting for good things to happen, you're actively calling them in with your words. It's a beautiful culmination of all your preparation and action. As you speak your blessings, how does it feel to use your own voice to shape the energy of your home? What new stories are you beginning to tell with your words? You've cleansed, blessed, and spoken your intentions into every corner of your home. To truly anchor this new high vibrational energy and create a permanent point of focus, the next step is to create a central altar. An altar is a sacred space, a physical representation of your spiritual beliefs and intentions. It acts as a beacon, constantly radiating the energy you've cultivated throughout the ritual. It's not about being religious, it's about creating a personal, sacred place where you can connect with your purpose every single day. Your altar doesn't need to be big or elaborate. It can be a small corner of a bookshelf, a windowsill, or even a small tray on a table. The key is that it's a dedicated space, a place you look at and instantly feel a sense of peace and connection. The objects you choose for your altar should be meaningful to you and should reflect the intention you set at the beginning of the ritual. You can place on it a representation of each of the elements you worked with: a small bowl of salt for earth, a feather or incense holder for air, a small dish of water for water, and a candle for fire. You can also add objects that are personally sacred to you: a picture of a loved one, a crystal you feel drawn to, a small statue, or even a simple shell you found on the beach. Every object on your altar is a physical reminder of your intentions and a beautiful symbol of the energy you want to cultivate in your home. A real-world example of this is a small corner of a room that always felt a bit lost or unused. By transforming it into an altar, you are giving it a new, high-vibrational purpose. It becomes a place you can go to recharge, to light a candle, or to simply be still for a moment. It's a way of saying, this is not just a room, it is a sacred space. The altar acts as an energetic anchor, constantly drawing in and holding the energy you blessed your home with. It's a way of continuing the ritual long after the formal steps are complete. As you build your altar, take your time and be intentional with each item you place on it. What objects in your life hold a special sacred energy for you? How can they act as a daily reminder of the sanctuary you have created in your home? With your altar in place serving as a powerful anchor for your intentions, it's time for the most joyful and imaginative part of the blessing. Inviting positive energy, you've cleared out the old and created a beautiful blank canvas. Now, you get to fill it with the colors and textures of your deepest desires. This step is about actively visualizing and calling in the specific energies you want to manifest in your home. Not just a vague sense of good vibes, but the precise qualities that will make your space feel like a true sanctuary. Think about the feeling you want to come home to every day. Is it a feeling of peace and calm? A feeling of abundance and prosperity? A feeling of creativity and inspiration? Or maybe a feeling of deep love and connection? You are the director of this energetic stage play, and you get to decide who and what you invite onto the scene. A powerful way to do this is through visualization. Stand in the center of your home, or sit by your new altar and close your eyes. Take a few deep, intentional breaths. Now, begin to visualize the energy you want to invite in. For example, if you want to invite in more peace, imagine a soft, calming blue light gently filling every room of your home, settling into every corner, every piece of furniture, and every object. See your home becoming a still, quiet lake, a place of deep tranquility. If you want to invite in abundance, you might visualize a vibrant, sparkling golden light flowing in through your front door and spreading throughout your home, filling every space with a sense of limitless opportunity and wealth. As you visualize, you can speak your invitation aloud. You might say, "I am now inviting the energy of deep peace to fill this home," or "I am inviting the energy of abundant prosperity to settle into every room." You are consciously using your mind and your voice to create your reality. A relatable, real-world example of this is when you are decorating a room. You don't just put things in it. You have a feeling or a theme in mind. You choose colors, textures, and objects that create the feeling you want. Inviting positive energy is the energetic version of this. This is an incredibly empowering part of the ritual because it reminds you that you are not a passive observer of your life. You are an active participant and co-creator. As you fill your home with your most desired energy, what does it feel like to step into the role of conscious creator? What new qualities are you most excited to see manifest in your space and in your life? You've moved through every step of this sacred ritual. Your home has been cleansed, sealed, blessed, and filled with your chosen beautiful energy. Now it's time to talk about the post-ritual state. This is the phase after you've completed all the physical actions. The work isn't done just because you've put down the sage and blown out the candle. The final part of the ritual is about a shift in your own awareness. The feeling in your home should be noticeably different. It should feel lighter, more spacious, and more peaceful. A key part of the post-ritual state is to take the time to notice and savor this new feeling. Don't rush into the next thing on your to-do list. Pause. Walk slowly through your home and just feel the new vibration you have created. It's like baking a beautiful cake and then taking a moment to sit down and enjoy the first bite. The savoring is as important as the baking itself. A powerful way to do this is to simply sit in the center of your home, perhaps by your new altar, and meditate for a few minutes. Close your eyes and just breathe in the new energy. As you inhale, imagine you are breathing in peace, love, and abundance. As you exhale, release any last lingering feelings of doubt or stress. This simple act of mindful breathing helps you to personally anchor the new energy within yourself, so you become a walking, breathing part of your home's new high vibrational state. A relatable real-world example is when you've just finished a deep cleaning of your home. You've scrubbed the floors and wiped down the counters, and everything looks pristine. For a moment, you just stand back and admire your work. You feel a sense of accomplishment and peace in the clean space. The post-ritual state is that same feeling, but on a spiritual level. You're giving yourself permission to celebrate your spiritual work and to truly feel the new, beautiful energy you've manifested. So, as you step into this new feeling, what does the energy of your home feel like now? What new sensations are you noticing? How does this new feeling within your home affect your own sense of inner peace? You've completed the ritual and your home feels amazing, but the work of creating a sanctuary isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing practice. This next step is about maintaining the energy you've created. Think of it like a beautiful garden. You can't just plant the seeds and walk away. You have to tend to it, water it, and pull the weeds. Similarly, you have to actively maintain the high vibrational energy of your home to keep it a sanctuary. This doesn't mean you have to perform the full ritual every single week. In fact, a little bit of conscious maintenance can prevent the need for a major cleanse later on. Small, daily, or weekly actions can keep the energy flowing beautifully. For example, you can light a candle on your new altar every morning to start the day with intention. The simple act of lighting the candle serves as a reminder of the peace and light you want to cultivate in your home. You can also play some high vibrational music, like sacred chanting or soothing instrumental pieces. Sound is a powerful way to keep the energy light and flowing. Another simple but effective practice is to open your windows for a few minutes each day, even in cold weather. This allows for a fresh exchange of air and energy. You're literally letting the old air out and the new air in. It's a quick, easy way to prevent stagnation from setting in. A real-world example of this is a home that gets stuffy and smells a bit stale. Just opening the windows and letting in some fresh air completely changes the feeling of the space. Energetically, it's the same thing. You're creating a sense of lightness and newness. And finally, remember to use your personal intuition. If a room starts to feel heavy again, you can do a quick maybe just a quick spritz of a cleansing spray you made with water and essential oils. or a simple pass with a bell. You don't need the full ritual. You just need to be mindful and responsive to your home's needs. As you step into the practice of maintenance, what are some small daily acts you can do to honor and protect the energy of your home? You've learned the fundamental steps, the tools, and the intentions for a powerful home cleansing and blessing. But perhaps the most important lesson of all is how to add a personal touch. This ritual is a framework, a guide, but it is not a rigid set of rules. The most potent magic you can create comes from your own unique energy, your intuition, and your heart. This step is about encouraging you to listen to your inner guide and make the ritual your own. Think about a time you've received a gift that was clearly chosen with you in mind. It felt so much more special than a generic gift card. Your home ritual is the same. When you personalize it, it becomes an act of deep reverence and self-expression. You are not just following a script. You are creating a unique conversation between you, your home, and the universe. For example, maybe the scent of lavender makes you feel calm, but sage feels too harsh. Instead of using sage, you can create a beautiful cleansing spray with a few drops of lavender, essential oil, and water. Maybe you feel a deep connection to the sound of wind chimes, and you feel called to use them instead of a bell. Follow that feeling. The universe communicates with you through your feelings and intuition. If something feels right, it is right for you. A real-world example of this might be a kitchen that's filled with sunlight. You can use the natural light as your fire element simply by standing in the sunlight and speaking your intentions, rather than lighting a candle. This makes the ritual deeply personal and connected to the unique energy of your home. This personalization also applies to the words you use. You don't have to use a specific phrase. The most powerful blessings are the ones that come from your heart. You can sing, you can hum, or you can just speak a simple, heartfelt wish. The energy behind the words is what matters most. So, as you reflect on all the steps we've covered, what felt most authentic to you? What tools or actions resonated most deeply? How can you trust your own wisdom to create a ritual that is a true reflection of your unique spiritual journey? You've cleansed, you've blessed, you've personalized, and you've committed to maintaining this new, high-vibrational state. The final and most personal part of this entire process is about reflecting and recharging. The ritual isn't just about what you did for your home. It's also about what you did for yourself. You expended a significant amount of your own energy or intention, your focus, and your presence to create this sacred space. To complete the full energetic cycle, you must now turn that loving attention back to yourself. Think of it like this. A battery that gives power to a device needs to be recharged to continue to function. Your spiritual energy is the same. This is a crucial step that prevents burnout and ensures that your spiritual practices feel life-giving, not draining. A simple and beautiful way to do this is to return to your new central altar. Sit in a comfortable position, light your candle, and just be. You don't need to do anything. Just reflect on the journey you've just taken. Think about how the energy in your home has shifted. How do you feel right now compared to before you started? A real-world example of this is the peaceful feeling after a long, meaningful conversation. You don't immediately jump into the next conversation. You sit in the quiet aftermath, savoring the connection and the understanding that was created. As you sit, you can also give yourself a personal blessing. You might place your hands on your heart and say, "I am so grateful for the peace and love I have created. I now bless myself with rest and rejuvenation." This is an act of self-love and self-acknowledgement. You are honoring your own energy and your own spiritual work. By taking this final step, you are not only completing the ritual, but also deepening your connection to your own intuition and power. You are saying to yourself, "I am worthy of the same peace and love I just created for my home." That's all for today. Remember, the key lessons are to trust your intuition, use what you have, and infuse every action with a loving intention. Your home is not just a building, it's a living, breathing part of your energetic field. By treating it as a sacred space, you are not only creating a sanctuary for yourself, but also sending a powerful message to the universe that you are ready to live a life filled with peace, love, and abundance. I encourage you to meditate on this one thought for the rest of the week. My home is a sanctuary, and so am I. Keep trusting your intuition, and I'll see you in the next one.